Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Corny Phil, and joining me is
Corny Swiss. Hello.
Hey. So we're tuning in today to answer the questions from our video a little earlier this week, our 1100, I guess, subscriber Q&A. And first of all, happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays. Yay, Christmas time.
Yeah, Christmas and Hanukkah and whatever other
Whatever you celebrate, happy whatever.
yeah, happy whatever you celebrate. So let's dive into the questions. Question number one: Will you play Armored Warfare?
Yes.
Hey.
When it's available to be played, I will give it a go. That's for sure. I'm not currently involved with it in terms of whatever they're doing, but when it becomes available and is made available to me, I will give it a try.
For my end, don't know. With my time and work and everything, it's hard for me to dedicate a lot of time to multiple games. So basically, Armored Warfare would have to be better than War Thunder, at which point I would replace War Thunder with Armored Warfare. It's kind of how it works for me. Next question. What was your most disastrous and hopeless game in War Thunder?
You're gonna have a long story. Mine's pretty short, so do you mind if I tell mine first?
Go ahead.
So my most disastrous game it was early on in mixed battles where we had planes and tanks, and I got bombed twice in the first few minutes of the game. What happened was I drove out of the spawn and got bombed by like a year or two or something like that. I then respawned and was promptly and fired my gun at a bomber who then promptly bombed me. So in one fell swoop, I was knocked out of the game completely. And
That's rough.
I would say it was pretty much a disaster. I got bombed twice.
Yeah. I actually don't have that long of a story. I remember multiple games actually on Poland where before they fixed the spawns and moved them a little closer to the town, where I spawned on the wrong side, the side that's further away. Got three capped, and I remember starting to roll into the town and getting one shot by a tiger, and seeing him and three of his tiger buddies posted up, ready to kill anybody that came down their approach. And I realized at that point, this game was over before it started, basically.
Yeah.
But that
It can be
happens.
like that when the spawns aren't right. Is Poland now? I remember you told me. I haven't played Poland actually on this patch. I don't think. Oh, I have once.
It seems to be a little better. I think they moved the spawns closer, so if it's unbalanced, it's less so. It's
Because I guess both teams are quick getting there.
yeah, they're
Just one's
quicker.
maybe a
At
split
least.
second. Well, whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever. Next question. Favorite World War II, Cold War, modern era tank?
That's
Um,
a tough one.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, I gotta say the Abrams because I just like new and shiny tech, and the Abrams is just the pinnacle of tanking.
At least American design.
I
Because I don't know how it stacks against other tanks because we don't hear about them very much.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, British tanks, I imagine, are very similar on account of, don't we use their technology?
A little bit. I mean,
And the
so,
gun is a British gun.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, so call it. I mean, I view the Abrams, but I'm sure there are other tanks out there. I mean, do you have a different tank?
What was the question included World War II?
Yeah,
And
World War
post-war?
II.
Okay, I think it's pretty obvious for me. It's the T-95. Obviously it wasn't like used, and there were only two prototypes, and one was lost in a field for God knows how long, but they found it eventually. And it might make its way into War Thunder, which is pretty exciting. But I've always been a big fan of monstrous armor
Doom
at the
turtles?
cost, turtle at the cost of speed. I don't mind going slow, so long as if they shoot me in my face, I don't die ever. So I'd sacrifice speed for hella armor,
Fair enough.
and the T-95 I feel like does that. And I just have so much fun driving that thing in World Tanks, and I can't wait for it in War Thunder if it comes.
Yeah. All right. So next question was favorite movie and TV series. My interests always vary, so I never have like one that's the pinnacle. Some of my favorites include James Bond, particularly Daniel Craig's Bond, Jurassic Park, and
Which I've never seen actually.
You're killing me. And Star Wars.
The Star Wars are good. My favorite movie, and well, TV shows too. Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, again, I vary a lot. Right now, I'm really digging Marco Polo on
haven't seen
Netflix. It's very good.
That's right. You watch a lot of Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my favorite movie. What movie? I really like the Ocean's movies.
Oh, those are good choices. I
That
like
Ocean,
those.
the Ocean's trilogy, 11, 12, and 13. if you haven't seen those, I highly recommend them. I don't like 12 that much because it's less about robbing people, you know.
Yeah.
13 I think is pretty good, but 11 I think might be the best just because I think the characters are wittier in their
Yeah.
interactions, and the heist is just amazing. So I guess Ocean's 11 or Ocean's 13.
And TV
TV
series?
series, uh, I really really liked White Collar actually.
Ooh, White Collar, good choice.
That was my go-to show. That was the one I would. It was always on when I wasn't around because I had baseball practice and things like that. And I didn't get home till a little later, but I would DVR it and watch it every time I could. And now, I mean, I've fallen behind, but it's on Amazon
Netflix.
Prime, so I just borrowed Dad's Amazon Prime. And
You talking about White Collar or Suits?
both.
Yeah. Okay. So are you
No,
talking
I
about
was thinking.
lawyers
I was
or,
thinking of. I like both. Actually,
Okay,
now
yeah,
that I
they're
think
both
about it, I
really
mixed
good.
them together, but both are really good. Suits is on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
But I've fallen behind on both, and I like both shows. So I guess those. I don't know. There's something just appealing about those shows to me. They're fun.
Yeah. All right. Next question is
It's
how
raining
long did
outside.
yeah, it is. How long did you both start playing? How long ago did you both start playing War Thunder, and did you play World of Tanks beforehand? Yes, in a while. For me, it's kind of a tricky answer. I played World of Tanks because my roommate liked it, and then I played War Thunder for a bit. I fell off because school and work got in the way, and
You
now
didn't. You didn't like it as much initially.
Yeah, I mean, it was just it was a different game, and I didn't really adjust very well. You, on the other hand, kind of took to it.
Yeah, I would say I played. What I played World of Tanks for at least a year.
Longer, probably.
Well, I mean longer now because I still load in every once in a while and play a few games, but it's not really. It's kind of War Thunder kind of ticked that box, that extra box for me. I started playing War Thunder kind of about when it was announced that they were going to do ground forces and that they were nearing closed beta.
Yeah, I
That's
remember
about when I started picking up War Thunder, and I was flying planes with the intent of figuring out how, like, getting some money, like doing some grinding, you know, so that when the tanks came out, I could focus on the tanks and
That's
just
pretty
hit the
much what
ground
happened.
running. And that's basically what happened, and that's kind of stayed true. I generally, like on my American planes, I've unlocked quite a few just simply because those were the planes I had the most success with, and I played those just to grind lions and things like that so that I could unlock tanks. But
Yeah.
tanks are definitely the reason I play War Thunder and kind of the thing that got me into it. Because when I started playing the Ground Forces closed beta, it just kind of ticked that extra box. It was just the way the tanks look, the way they sound, the way they feel, how they actually, you know, because like people I remember were giving War Thunder crap for the fact that their tanks power slide, but power sliding in a tank is actually reasonable. It can be done. Um, Things like that. I don't mind that, and so I would definitely say that Ground Forces is what got me into War Thunder. Before I hadn't really played it very much. I was just kind of figuring it out, and was just
Yeah.
using it to get eagles or not eagles, lions.
All right. So next question's what's more important in a tank for you? Speed slash maneuverability, armor, or firepower? You already kind of answered this because you say raw armor in the face of everything.
Well, to some degree. The
I mean, yes, we acknowledge that they're all important, but if you had to pick one,
Okay. If I had to pick, well, the reason I love the T95 is that no matter what, any of the guns you could have on it would be effective. The 105, I think it had historically. It's a pretty good gun. Did it have a 105? I'm pretty sure it did.
I think so.
In World of Tanks with the 150 whatever caliber the top gun is it's a huge upgrade because it has a tremendous gun and tremendous armor. It has two pieces of the puzzle. I think specifically in War Thunder, the gun might be more important simply because if you have a good gun, you can make the tank work. My example would be the KV-1E. The KV-1E at a 4.7 battle rating, I'm pretty sure it's still at 4.7, it doesn't have the gun to deal with tigers, and it sees tigers all the time.
Yeah.
And it has great armor. So I guess a gun would be the most important thing.
All right. So you say firepower. I kind of agree. I favor armor over speed and maneuverability because I feel like,
I would
especially in
agree.
games, yeah, in games like War Thunder, like you're never going to be fast enough. You're never going to be evasive enough to avoid getting hit, and it's better to just be able to take the hit. And firepower is the secondary because you've got to be able to hurt them. Because there's nothing more frustrating than realizing, hey, they like running into a tiger with a KB1 and realizing, hey, from the front, they just pretty much ignore you or shoot you in the face. Next is what map styles would you like to see in War Thunder in the future? Flat and open, winter, desert, rocky. I just want more variety, honestly. I don't really. I'm open to anything. I just want to see more maps because I'm really tired of getting Poland 6 times in a row.
You get pulled a lot. I would like to see some more city maps. I think a winter map would be really cool. But like you said, variety. I just want to see more maps. I'm hoping for an all-city map. I know they're working on one. I think Stalingrad or something. So I think just more maps. That's what I want. They can be
Yeah,
anything. Mozdok, initially I didn't like it. You hate it, but
yeah.
I'm
I'm
actually
getting
starting
over it
coming
slowly,
around
but
to
yeah.
Mozdok.
All right, next question is what's the age difference between the two of us? 2 years and 8 months.
Yeah.
Next question. Um, do you consider the American tanks to be overpowered given their penetrating values and damage models that seem to be broken? And initially, I'm just going to respond to that. Like the damage models are going to be finicky, so we don't really have an end state on that. We don't know if this is how they're going to be. As for the American tanks being OP, my impression is no. I think they're strong. I think they fit roles very well, and I think that they do have some very high penetrating values for certain shells and certain guns. But to be honest, with the IS series tanks being as powerful as they are and the Tigers being as powerful as they are, it's nice to have another player in the game that's saying, "Hey, we can level with you on this."
Yeah, I don't think I think the early rank Shermans, like the first Sherman at 3.3 battle rating, I think it is strong. It's extremely strong. I don't know if it's overpowered because there are guns that can deal with it, that it will see, because it'll still see 3.7 battle rating tanks. I think once you get to 3.7 and 4.7 range, I think the Shermans really fall back because you start seeing a little bit stiffer competition more regularly.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think the American tanks are overpowered. One reason I say that is if you take the premium, the only tank I've played with a long-barreled 76mm American gun is the premium Russian Sherman. And at medium range, or what I would consider medium range, I couldn't hurt a Tiger. It was very difficult for me to hurt him using the best ammunition I could for the job. So
Yeah.
I don't think they're overpowered. I think the M103 might be really, really OP, but we don't have that yet, so
Yeah.
I can't say anything about that.
All right, next one's are you two brothers? Yes, we
Yes, we
actually
are
have.
brothers.
Yeah, we have the same parents. We're actually blood related brothers. Um, so this one's kind of directed at you, Swift, since I'm not a student anymore. Since you're a student, what are your suggestions for someone who finds it hard to concentrate because they're focused too much on War Thunder over, say, school?
Okay, so what I do is the first thing I do is I get up, go to class, and I generally don't turn my computer on until after all my classes are over. And if I have a break in between classes, a lot of times I'll just get busy with something else. Sometimes I turn it on if there's something pressing I need to do, but most of the time I just leave my computer off. The key thing is that you need to have I like having a schedule. For example, after my classes, I'll jump on War Thunder or whatever for maybe 30 minutes to an hour. And then after that, it's usually 3 or 4 o'clock when I'm getting done, playing. And then I'll work on whatever I need to work on until dinner time. And if by dinner time I'm finished it, then woohoo, the rest of the night's free. But if by dinner time I haven't finished it, I need to finish whatever I didn't finish. And then after I finish what I need to do, then I can sit back down and play more.
Yeah, so basically have a schedule, make sure you keep
have a
doing
routine.
Yeah, and make
routine
sure
is
that there's
important.
always time devoted to getting the stuff that needs to be done.
Because ultimately, schoolwork is the most important thing you do when you're at, school.
Yeah,
And doing well in class is paramount to experiencing success. So it's always important to work hard in the classroom. But, throw yourself a cookie in there, have 30 minutes to an hour if you can afford the time to just relax and play War Thunder, and then whatever time you have left over, you can do whatever the hell you want. So.
Okay, so next question is, how old are you guys? So I'm 23, but I'll be 24 at the end of January.
I'm 21.
And Swiss is 21. Next question. Favorite dog breed, golden retriever, and I'll fight anyone who says otherwise.
Because that's all we've ever had.
Yeah. Well, they're clearly the best tanks.
Because what we had a Astro, who was a golden retriever.
Yeah, then Hunter and Rosie.
And then Hunter and Rosie are our two current dogs.
Yeah, and they're Goldens as well.
Yeah.
Favorite tank in War Thunder?
That's a hurtful question. I don't know. What is my favorite tank? Let me just look really fast. Let me quickly scan.
Yeah, I'll say while you do that, honestly, I don't really have a favorite tank because I'm still unlocking a lot of the tanks. For example, I've never played any of the Panther variants, so I don't even know if I like the Panthers. The Tiger feels good because the Tiger's absurdly strong. The T-34s are fun because they're fast, nimble, reasonably well armored and strong. I'm looking forward to the American tree getting deeper, and especially when they release the Hellcat because, meow, I'm a Hell Kitty. But, yeah,
okay.
I don't, yeah. Do you have a favorite tank?
Okay. Because I'm not far enough into the American line, I've only gotten the first, basically through rank 2, just starting rank 3. I think the Shermans I really like. I really love the first Sherman at 3.3 battle rating with the 50 cal on top. Love that tank. The T-34E has been my favorite tank basically since I got it. So I'm going to have to go T-34E just because I've only had this American tank for a small amount of time. It's the M4A1. So,
all right.
There's your answer.
Next question was actually, what is your favorite tank? No qualifiers. I think you've said the T-95, and I say the Hellcat because, meow, I'm a Hell Kitty.
Yep, T-95 sounds right.
Okay. Do either of us play Air Forces? Do you only play Ground Forces?
Occasionally.
Yeah, I think both of us treat Air Forces as kind of like a break.
It's like a little vacation from tanking. Like for me, I don't play it a lot. I generally play it when, for example, I usually play it when I need to get some lines. I just feel like loading up some British planes or whatever,
Yeah, yeah, basically. So not really. I haven't played a Tier 5 tank, so I can't really comment to this. But your least favorite Tier 5 tank?
My least favorite would probably be, well, I mean that's obvious, the Panther F. Oh, dear God. That thing's still ranked 5. I haven't looked at it in centuries.
Probably.
Yes, it is. It's still ranked 5 at a 6.3 battle rating. Lol. But actually, you know what? It's really bad. The ISUs are really bad too, in my opinion. So I hate the ISU variants, all 3 of them. One of them which happens to be rank 5. But the Panther F is god awful. So there you go.
All right, then what did you think about Fury? I liked it. I thought
Fantastic.
It was a great movie, great example of tanking. They did a pretty good job portraying tank combat in terms of like, listen, a lot of shells just bounced or missed because in World War II it was hard to hit a tank. I didn't really like the beginning where they said like, oh, the Shermans were massively undergunned and underpowered and desperate, and but it's like that wasn't the case. I feel like that was the one piece I disagreed with is they were acting like Fury was the only Easy 8 Sherman in the area. Like no,
could have been, but
I mean,
it's not like as Americans we couldn't just make shit tons more of these things.
Yeah, I mean, really, the end of that movie should have been 64 Shermans just slowly rolling over this column of Germans because that's what actually happened. Was we just kept throwing tanks at people.
Well, what I didn't like about the end of the movie was the only part of the movie I didn't like.
Yeah,
I thought all the rest of the movie was fine. The end of the movie, the entire German army forgot how to fight a tank with machine guns. It's like, lol, we're just going to rush you with like 100 guys, and you got like 30 cows, and you got a tank, and it's like, yeah, no big deal, man. That was dumb, but it set up the end of the movie nicely. So, but it's still, I think it was a fantastic movie.
And let's give a special nod to Tiger 131. Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, the Tiger scene was amazing.
Yeah. And I thought that was a really good example of how the Tiger felt. Is that if it got to fire first, a Sherman was friggin' dead. Like,
Well, if it hit the Sherman reasonably, a
yeah,
square hit, the thing would just burst into flames and explode.
yeah,
Well, maybe not burst into flames, but it would explode.
yeah. But the other half that takes 4 Shermans to take down a Tiger. Yeah, that was about what it ended up working out to, and how they killed it. Circle on the back and shoot it in its ass. Yeah, that's actually how they killed these things. So
Yeah.
I was with it.
Yeah, that was really cool. It was a good scene.
All right, and describe yourself in a song title and an ice cream flavor.
Oh, shit.
I'd like to go with Furkalicious, and
No, you can't say that. Please,
I
no.
just did. You're gonna have to deal with it.
God damn it.
Geez, this is a hard one. I don't know. You could go with something kind of funny like "Remember the Name" by Fort Minor, and I mean, my
Oh.
favorite ice cream's cookies and cream, so I'm gonna say
Cookies and
that.
cream is the best ice cream.
Yeah, clearly.
But is the question what describes you? Cookies and cream does not describe us.
Oh, you know what?
We're straight vanilla, if that's the case.
Yeah, straight vanilla, and
What music?
What's the song talking to be? Ice Ice Baby?
Well, yeah, the music. I feel like music. Let's see. I listen to a lot of rap, but I don't make it rain in the club, and I really don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question, but I don't know if we have an answer yet.
Maybe we'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah, seriously.
Bug us
Alright.
if you're not satisfied, but I'll try and think about it.
Real first names. Yes, my name's Philip, and this guy's name is.
Peter.
Okay, Philip and Peter. There you go.
There you go.
Do you look forward to ships or, I guess, the other ground forces?
Yes.
Yeah, you won't shut up about World of Warships and.
I am very excited for Navy combat to be introduced into.
Yeah, I'm at least interested to see how it plays out.
Yeah, that's fair.
What's your favorite nation when it comes to World War II/Cold War era tanking? America! Yeah!
Oh, well, I guess I really like. I mean, Russian tanks I think are really cool.
Yeah.
Germany, I guess, didn't really have. Well, I mean, they had Cold War era tanks, but they were more. I mean, kind of. Yeah, they did.
Well, even the ones that aren't included, let's just say German era tanks and their relatively real concepts.
So the German tanks were fantastic. They were all. It seems like the idea was to be just superb at something, whatever that was. Like I think the Waffentrager in World of Tanks was actually a design. Someone came up with that idea.
The Waffle Tiger?
The Waffle E100.
Ah,
Someone came up with that idea of having this gun with auto-loading gun on that chassis. Someone came up with that. Now it was never ever conceivably built, but someone had to come up with it.
yeah.
And
So,
I would say Russian Cold War
Yeah.
tanks, just because they kind of introduced this whole idea of the main battle tank and putting the whole package into one, which is really cool.
Yeah, I'd buy that. When was the first time you heard about War Thunder?
I heard about it long before I started playing it from Jingles videos.
Yeah, Jingles?
Yeah, Jingles videos. That's when I heard about it. But I didn't start playing until months later.
Yeah, so War Thunder or World of Tanks? I think you can look at our videos and decide that question.
War Thunder.
Yeah, why?
I prefer the realism, and I prefer the tanks, the way they look, the way they feel, sound effects. It makes, I feel like it's just more compelling to me, and that's why I like it.
Your favorite YouTuber? Mine is probably CNanners on terms of raw volume. I'm a big fan of the Yogscast as well, and then a little channel called Extra Credits, and their series Extra History really gets it for me.
I guess I really like, Jingles. I really like Jingles videos. Never miss one. And there's actually a couple Hearthstone streamers that I watch their videos. I don't really play Hearthstone very much, if at all, sometimes. But I don't know. It's an interesting thing to look at how things are valued, how plays are made based on value, and it's just interesting. And I like thinking about that stuff. So.
Yeah. Favorite game ever? For me, I'm going to have to go with 2. BioShock. The original BioShock was
Yeah,
the
I remember
game that
You played the shit out of that.
yeah, Well, not only that, but it got the most out of me in terms of like when they go to the big plot twist, which I should spoil, but I won't. Like the big plot twist when you find out who's actually pulling the strings and stuff. Like that was one of the first times in gaming where I sit there and said, "Oh, you are so dead. I am actually as a person
It
offended."
got you invested in it.
Yeah, and then also the game that really got me into gaming was Star Fox 64. Can
Oh my
never
goodness,
never
we have to
forget.
go old school.
Yeah,
You remember? Well, didn't Dad buy those? He bought them
and played with us
and played with us, but I think he bought them with us as the excuse so he could play it.
a little bit probably.
Probably. I don't know if he'd confirm or deny that, but I feel like that might have been a thing.
Yeah, but either way,
My favorite game, Super Smash Bros.
good
Definitely a highlight, and then also, I mean, War Thunder. I'm gonna pick say 3. Okay, War Thunder has to be in there. World Tanks and War Thunder, I'm gonna package into one unit and throw them in there because I really enjoy both games, and I've invested a lot of my time into them because I want to be good at it. I want to get better every day. I want to be better at the game. My favorite standalone, just single player experience was definitely in the Far Cry series, Far Cry 3, and I haven't finished Far Cry 4, but Far Cry 4 is better than Far Cry 3 in my opinion. So I'd say Far Cry 4 is very near the top of the list, if not the top of the list.
all right. Worst game ever.
I don't know. Played some bad ones.
I mean, I played a lot of bad ones, but I don't really know if
I don't
I've
remember
heard
because I
of
block them
worse.
out. I block
Yeah,
them
exactly.
out.
Like, I mean, I've heard of terrible, terrible games out there that I've never played. So really, I don't know if there's an answer to this one for me right now. I mean, there are some bad, bad games out there.
What's a game we can agree is bad?
Uh,
I played Dead Space 3. I thought it was shit.
Yeah, I never even played that.
But I mean, the reason I thought it was shit was I thought I would be shooting at like people and stuff, which I'm okay with. But I ended up just getting jump scared the entire time, and I was just like, I just can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
It was probably a fine game for. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of people who like it, but it wasn't my cup of tea.
Yeah. All right. Then next question's when when will they release the Firefly and All American tanks? Now I'm going to say up front, we are probably never going to see the Firefly until the British tanks get released because the Firefly is a British tank. It is a Sherman.
Yeah, it's a modified Sherman with the British 17-pounder gun.
Yeah, so it's far more likely that we'll see the Firefly when British tanks come out.
Yeah, I could buy that.
And then when do you think we'll see all the other American tanks? Who knows, man? I don't work for Gaijin.
I don't think we're going to see tank destroyers anytime soon. I think it's going to be months before we see tank destroyers, and I think they said artillery as well, which will be interesting.
Yeah, be interesting to see how that plays out.
I definitely think we'll wait a while for tank destroyers because I think they're going to do some maybe balancing things with American tanks, maybe work out some bugs, and be working behind the scenes on bigger things, that maybe new maps and things like that. So I don't think for a while. I'd say a few months, but I could be surprised. They could come out with it in February, but obviously I have no information about it. All the information I have honestly comes from the comments section and Reddit.
But thank you, person who posted that, for saying we are premium players because we are very much premium.
Premium.
Oh, yes. Next question is kind of directed at me. Are you happy with whatever job you may have? So Swiss is a student, or Peter's a student, so he doesn't really have a say here. I work for Oracle, the tech company, in their sales division. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm still getting my feet under me. I'm still not sure if it's the place I want to spend the rest of my life working. But it's definitely a job that I'm, coming into work every day and learning something new. So I'm good with it for now. So I'm happy where I am. Next question, Pepsi or Coke?
Coke. Duh.
Coke, yeah.
I like both, but Coke is just better.
Yeah. Well, for me, it was always that Coke had cherry Coke and vanilla Coke, and then more importantly, cherry and vanilla Coke Zeros. Pepsi never really invested in that. And funny story, Wake Forest, where Peter and I both went to school, has a big connection with Pepsi, and I actually got to talk to one of the former CEOs of Pepsi and asked him about that. And he actually told me that they never invested deeply into Pepsi Max because they didn't feel like they'd make any money there. And, so Coke kind of dominates that market. So if Coca-Cola's out there listening, we'll totally shill your product if you give us free stuff.
I'll drink Coke.
Yeah.
On camera every day. I can do that.
Yeah, then which is better and why? Star Wars, Star Trek, and Lord of the Rings.
I like Star Wars and Lord of the Rings. I've never watched Star Trek.
Same here, though. I would say that I wouldn't put Star Wars and Lord of the Rings in the same discussion. Like they're different
They're very
movies. Like
different, and they're from like different time periods too. Like,
yeah, different
just
eras
the
of movie
movies were
making.
made in different eras, and I really liked Lord of the Rings. I thought it was a great thing, and just like I'm really enjoying the three Hobbit movies. I kind of like those.
Yeah, so
Um, but Star Wars, I mean, it's Star Wars. It's
yes,
fantastic.
exactly. It's Star Wars.
But the newer movies weren't very good
They weren't
compared
good,
to the
but
older movies. But when we were watching them, we were young, much younger. You know,
yeah,
I know I don't know how old I was, but
yeah. I mean,
I was
both of
at
us
the
were
age
too
where
young to
that
know
was
anything.
like, yeah, you know,
Yeah, both of us were too young to really know the
to
good
be
from the
film
bad.
critics, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And as for Star Trek, I liked the new Star Trek movie. I've seen
I
a
didn't get
little
to
bit
see
of
it.
Star Trek, but I really don't. I don't think there's enough data, basically.
Yeah, I've never seen Star Trek. I can't say anything about that.
Yeah, but Star Wars and Lord of the Rings get the CornyBros thumbs up. Which is your most favorite American shell?
So I think you mean ammo choices, and obviously I haven't like played very many, but I mean the M61 shot on the Sherman's pretty OP. I like it a
Okay.
lot.
Yeah, I haven't even dug that deep into the shells. I just shoot whatever's got the most damage and penetration
Well,
on it.
no, favorite American shell. If you expand that to across all tanks, I think the M103's AP shell is going to be broken, stupidly overpowered.
Yeah,
Because it,
that's the one that's just got absurd penetration, right?
yeah, I think in I haven't obviously haven't been able to test it, but it might be able to penetrate a Jagdtiger frontally in the either the upper glacis or the upper casement, out past 1,000 meters.
Yeah, that's insane.
And any tank other than a Jagdtiger past 2,000 meters. So like rip and pepperoni.
Yeah, seriously. And then final question is, do you know you sound like Scooby?
Do you? Because this was on one of the videos you were talking in. I mean, I have no input. I don't sound like Scooby.
Ruh-oh, Raggy. I can't do voices, so I don't know, but I wasn't aware of it. Thanks for letting me know.
Okay, now you know.
So, that's all the questions.
Was that all of them?
Yep.
Sweet. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope your question got answered appropriately, as you would have it. And yeah, happy holidays.
Yeah, happy holidays, everyone. Thanks for watching, and till next time, I'm Corny Phil.
I'm Corny Swiss.